Hey community of awesome, I'm Gabe and this is Bookish Pixie. One thing I really enjoy talking about and I think never gets irrelevant is how to pitch your book. You're going to need to talk about your book in many different formats, whether it's in a tweet or in a query letter or back cover copy or even just talking about it with a friend. It's really helpful to know how best to talk about your book. So what are some common things that all book pitches need? Well, let's talk about it. There are 4 questions that every pitch must answer. First, who is my protagonist? This one is really obvious, but you need to talk about who this book is about. So in a short form pitch, it's going to be a lot more condensed, whether it's just like 12-year-old trans boy or, I don't know, 16-year-old hunter. Whatever the answer is, you need to make sure that you mention somewhere in your pitch a little bit about the protagonist. Second, what is my protagonist's goal? Establishing the goal is so important. I cannot emphasize that enough. The goal is a big step towards telling your readers what your book is about. Without a goal, your pitch will feel like it's wandering, and readers may not fully understand what's going to happen in your book. So when you're writing a pitch, make sure you establish that goal early on. Third, what's standing between my protagonist and their goal? This is important because it tells the readers why the protagonist can't just easily get what they want. Because of course, if a protagonist can easily get what they want, then that's going to be a really short and not particularly interesting story. So you want to make sure you're thinking about what's standing between the protagonist and the goal. What's stopping them from immediately being able to get it? Whether that's an antagonist who is a character or some kind of overarching force or maybe something internal or environmental, whatever it is, make sure you establish that. And then fourth, what does my protagonist have to lose if they fail to achieve their goal? This is crucial because this is what establishes what's at stake. This, in essence, tells the readers, why should I care? If the protagonist has nothing at all to lose if they don't achieve their goal, then why does their journey matter? The answer is it probably doesn't. When you're establishing stakes, you want to make sure it's something that's personal to your protagonist, but also, if possible, something that's bigger than them. So for a quick example, in the Hunger Games, Katniss volunteers for the Hunger Games to save Prim's life. So what's at stake initially is Prim's life. And then of course, Katniss's life, as she is in the Hunger Games. But as the story develops, it blossoms into this huge revolution that affects everybody in Panem, and the weight of their lives end up on Katniss's shoulders as well. Depending on the genre you're writing, you don't necessarily have to have those kind of big global stakes, but you do want to make sure that it's something personal and it's something that your protagonist cares deeply about. Whenever you're working on any pitch, whether it's a Twitter pitch or a log line or elevator pitch or proposal or back cover copy or query letter, you want to make sure you're answering those 4 questions. So that's what I got for today. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to subscribe and comment, and I'll see you all soon.